And welcome to Morons Mince Movies. I am your host, Ublester Peñalosa, and I have with me today Arturo from the Enjoy the Show podcast. Say hello to everyone, Arturo.
Hello, and thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be here.
Now, a lot of you viewers are probably wondering what's going on here. We're missing one moron, and to answer your question, Sam just he was busy. He felt like he had other things to do. No, there was some very important matters that Sam needed to tend to.
Extenuating circumstances.
I think he was gonna go look for nipple clamps at the local store. His nipples have changed in size, and they needed bigger ones. So I don't want to get into too many details, but he's for sure gonna be back. Trust me, all of this equipment is his. So he's gonna be back for the next ones. But for now, it's you just have to deal with me and Arturo, of course. How are you feeling, buddy?
I feel fantastic.
Great.
And I have Noel, our producer, just pointed out something to us.
Yeah?
If I'm not mistaken.
What are we drinking?
That's true. What are we drinking? I'm drinking a little bit of, it's called Samuel Smith Organic Strawberry Fruit Ale. Very good.
I have the same, and I have yet to taste it.
I actually gave him a little bit of mine. I know. Oh, fuck, you already tasted it, you son of a bitch. I know that Sam always gives me a hard time about my seltzers, and I was really excited to
so you
finally.
Want strawberry beer?
Shit, I did, didn't I? It's different than a seltzer. It's at least a fucking beer, all right? Sam, I'm sure you're watching this while you're looking for nipple clamps, and you're appreciating the fact that I'm not drinking seltzers today. I'm drinking an actual beer. It is an ale. It's from Samuel Smith. And I have to mention this. I picked this up at Vendom over in Fullerton. Fucking great spot. Get all your drinks from there. Especially because they'll give us free alcohol if you do. So please go to Vendom in Fullerton. We'll get free alcohol out of it. How are you liking it so far?
I think it's tasty. Yeah, it's refreshing.
It's very good, man.
Yeah.
It's fucking awesome. I think Noel, our producer, is also having some of this. What did you think?
That's really good.
Yeah?
I think it's good for like a summer beer for sure, you know?
It's like there's a party in my mouth
SoCal
and everyone is
fall
invited.
Because, yeah.
That's exactly what it's like. So before we get into today's topic, I really wanted to kind of just get something out there. Take advantage of the fact that Sam is not here, if you will. I know a lot of you viewers and listeners feel like maybe Sam doesn't like the Marvel movies. And he calls us like fucking Marvel fanboys, which honestly, I don't even know what the fuck he's talking about.
I don't know what he's talking about. Like, it doesn't make any sense to me.
I enjoy the films from time to time. One second. Oh fuck! This drink makes my Infinity Stones light up. But I don't know why he says but he actually is a huge Marvel fanboy. But back to the point, we are mincing a movie today, and that movie is Prey. Hey, that rhymes. We are mincing a movie today, and that movie is Prey.
There's something out there. I've never seen anything like it.
I'm not frightened by a bear.
It's not a bear.
Think you're ready? Pray.
For anyone who hasn't seen it or heard about it, it's on Hulu. That's the best place to watch it right now.
It's the only place.
It's the only place to watch it.
It should be the only place. Don't pirate movies.
Exactly. That's a different subject. Definitely a good movie we'll do, a good episode we'll do next time. But yeah, it's on Hulu. It's about the Predator.
It is the latest
Noel.
installment in
Sorry,
the
you
Predator
guys.
franchise.
Noel's dying over there. I want to leave this in. Don't even edit it out. Noel cannot believe that we're going to be doing this
That's
movie,
how
so he's
excited he is.
coughing his brains out. Yeah, we are doing Prey. It's a Predator movie. It's a Predator franchise movie.
It's
so
the latest installment in the franchise.
latest installment.
Mentioned
I didn't
30
know
seconds
anything.
ago.
I didn't know anything about the movie coming out. I didn't know. I hadn't seen any trailers. I guess the marketing wasn't that greatest on this movie.
I was fully aware for the longest fucking time.
Oh, fuck
so
you,
clearly
then.
we just
Sorry,
not
I'm
tuned
not
into
in
the same channels.
I don't know the same people you do. But yeah, I
By
didn't
YouTube
know.
algorithm?
Yeah, I didn't know anything about this movie until someone talked about it, and
followed
I
it.
went, I checked it out, and I fucking thoroughly enjoyed it.
Dude, I fucking loved it, man, and
Yeah.
I raved about it all over the internet
Yeah.
as much as I could.
Did you? Of course, you've seen all the previous Predator movies, right? That includes the Predator, and then
Predator
versus
2, Predators,
Okay, give
The
me the whole fucking
Predator,
list. Give me the
Alien
whole
vs.
list.
Predator, and Alien vs. Predator Wrecking Room, and now Prey.
And then there was Alien versus Predator.
Mention that. How high
That's
are
right.
you?
No, I'm not high at all. It's just I completely tuned out when you started listing all of the fucking movies that exist for this
It's all
franchise
good,
that's
man.
been
It's
around
all
for
good.
how many years?
It's
20
been
years?
around since 1986. I think.
damn.
Let's make
Almost
sure. Don't
as
quote me
old
on
as
that.
us.
The first Predator, yeah.
A ver, producer's gonna pull up some magic right now. Producer magic.
the first film.
Nope, we don't need to rent
You're-
this
you're-
movie on
you're just-
Amazon Prime.
It is the
Predator. No, Predators.
wait.
Nope,
no,
that's 2010.
wrong. Go back.
1990 Predator.
No,
No, that's Predator 2.
1985.
1985.
No,
so yeah.
1987. You're looking at Commando. God damn
Fucking
it.
Noel.
1987. I was off
Damn
by a
it.
year. 1987.
1987. Yeah, there's a lot of movies that have been released regarding the Predator franchise, and I enjoyed the originals with Arnold and fucking Carl
Original,
Weathers.
there was one, yeah, with
Yeah.
Arnold.
Okay, I enjoyed the first ones that came out. I wasn't a huge fan of the Predator versus Jason versus Alien versus.
Okay, first off, that's the comic book. There's the Alien vs. Predator versus Terminator comic book.
Jesus Christ! Of course there
Yeah,
is.
there is.
I enjoyed the first
Alien vs.
one.
Predator, it was PG-13. It was downplayed to be at a more expansive audience, but if you think about it, between that film and Freddy vs. Jason, it's literally what led to these big-ass franchise crossovers. So
Yeah.
if the MCU has anyone to thank, it's Alien vs.
Sure,
Predator.
sure. Sam, who I know is a huge fan of Marvel movies. Fuck. Sorry, guys, I just dropped something. I know has mentioned how
What?
he wants more Marvel things in our episodes. So, Sam, here's to you, buddy. I'm trying to include as many Marvel props as I can, so that you can really appreciate this show. But yeah, the Predator movies. I know there was one that I really enjoyed, which is the one with Adrian Brody. Tell me what
Predators.
Predators. That one came out in, I think, 2010. That one I enjoyed. And the whole concept of Predator, let's get into that, because the whole concept of Predator is, if I'm not mistaken, it's a guy from an alien planet, guy or girl, and he or she travels to different planets to try to find the best hunter and then beat them. It's almost like a play on how, there are human beings who will pay money to go to fucking parts of Africa and hunt a lion.
You just analyze the shit out of it, but yeah.
That's
the concept is like basically being the most efficient hunter in the galaxy.
yeah.
And going to different planets
And in doing so, he turns humans and other animals into its prey.
Oh, okay. I see,
You
yeah,
see
yeah.
how I did that? Brought it all the way around.
I see it. Yeah.
But yeah,
I mean, it's true. Yeah, that's an interesting concept because like these films have taken place over a certain amount of time, and we have been the first film came out in the 80s, and then since then we're kind of coming into these modern eras. So this is actually the first film that brings us into a past,
right. That's what I
entirely
liked
past
about it.
time frame.
So what?
And that is fucking such a golden idea because
Yeah.
now you can just do any Predator movie in
At
any time period.
Yep.
Like Mesoamerica, you can do feudal Japan, you can do Viking
Fucking
era. Like there's
colonial
so
times.
much. Like
Yeah.
you could throw it in Atlantis. Like for all I fucking like,
Yeah.
it's such a great idea.
I want to see a movie
man.
where Predator goes after like fucking George Washington and Alexander Hamilton.
I mean, it's basically
during the Revolutionary War.
It's Assassin's Creed. Like
Yeah.
that's
It
in the
does
best
have
way
that.
possible.
So what Arturo was implying, for any of you who haven't seen the movie, Prey is a movie in the Predator franchise where the Predator lands in, I think it's like
1717, if I remember correctly.
1717 or 1718
Oh, excuse
America.
me.
Yeah, I think it was 1719 actually. But they arrive and he starts hunting for the best hunter, and he comes across a group of Native Americans.
Well, he's just fucking wrecking shit.
Yeah, he's fucking no holds bar. He's killing snakes.
Well,
He's killing lions.
I mean, we're already getting kind of into spoiler territory. Do you want to like just discuss the film as a whole now?
I guess, yeah. If you haven't watched this movie, then we are now leading into spoilers. Come back when you've already watched the movie.
If you're still here, thank you.
Yeah.
Alex Frisbee, throwing you out there. Shout out to Alex, because I know you watch these before watching movies.
Yeah. Oh, shit.
Yeah, he does.
More power
But
to
I
you.
appreciate you, man. So thank you for listening.
Jorge Macias, he also watches our episode before watching movies, which... More power to you, man. I wouldn't listen to this episode before watching a movie. After the movie, for sure.
Well, I mean, right? Because and that's the thing. Like, I guess now, boring. Spoiler warning.
Spoilers.
That's what was so intriguing to me about this is going off of the time period that we were talking about, but also how refreshing this film felt.
It did. One of the things that made it difficult for me to really love the other Predator movies is the fact that he clearly had the advantage with his technology and his strength and his size. Coming to Earth is equivalent to fucking one of, I don't know, Trump's kids going to Africa and fucking shooting a lion from 100 yards away with the fucking rifle. Like, that's not a hunt. That you clearly were going to win that one. Yeah. And that's what I kind of felt with the past movies. But in this one, I guess because the Predator is also...
I love that we got to see older technology of it. It wasn't the laser cannon. Exactly. It was these gravitationally floating arrows.
Exactly.
But it was different, and it was more in the past.
His armor,
armored.
Yes,
exactly.
His armor wasn't as strong as the past.
His helmet was a skull of whatever alien species they have. Not a xenomorph, by the way, but just another extraterrestrial.
Okay, good. I'm glad you cleared that up because I was so concerned that you were talking about a xenomorph fucking helmet, I guess. But I did like that, Arturo. I did like the fact that this one, because it was set in 1700s, it was more balanced, I guess. It was more even. You felt like the Native Americans actually did have a chance to fucking beat the Predator if they had the right plan. And what's the name of the... by the way, this was... one of the first movies that had a majority Native American cast, which I think is fucking awesome.
All.
No, there was the Frenchman.
All leading,
white
cast.
men.
Leading cast. Yeah.
I'm just saying, to clarify, when you say all, people are going to tune in expecting only Native Americans, and no, there was a handful of actors that were supposed to be Frenchmen, and they were not Native American.
I think for sure enough, it was like one of the first times that the entire cast that was supposed to be Native American was Native American.
Yep.
And I wanted to talk about the lead actress, Amber Midthunder. She fucking kicked ass.
She did.
I am familiar with her work. I saw her. I remember I discovered her on Legion, which is a fucking mind-blowing show.
That show is
Marvel,
great. Yeah.
but not more MCU, but mutants, telepathy,
Yeah.
fucking amazing. That's where I first came across her, and then I watched Roswell, New Mexico. And
she was on Roswell?
She is. Well, not the old school at Roswell, but there's a newer...
Oh, I didn't...
I
remember...
reboot, I guess you could say. And she's on that. But seeing her in this and just really, channel... she was badass in Legion.
Yeah.
But, she just fucking elevated that shit to a fucking 11.
No, yeah.
And she's a martial artist. So, just seeing her kick ass was fucking phenomenal.
That helped a lot because it's very challenging to see not just females, but also males who are clearly not... if you've ever seen a Steven Seagal movie where he's supposed to be like a fucking Black Ops, fucking military strategic
That's suspension
fighter,
of disbelief right there.
and the editor just does a shitty job, and he's not the best at actually putting it off.
14 cuts for jumping a fence.
It fucking sucks. It just ruins the movie.
Shaky cam.
But she can fucking kick ass.
Yeah.
She was doing the flips. She was throwing the punches. It looked believable. So
and the
way
character
props
was
to her.
phenomenal. And then the character was also multi. You got a chance to relate to the character too.
Did you know that the actor that played her brother had been working at a TJ Maxx up until he got hired for this movie?
Oh, that's all fucking awesome.
I swear to God, I read it or I saw it or maybe I dreamt
saw that it was his only film credit. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I saw that. So
legit, he was working at a TJ Maxx and he got approached by the people of this movie and were like, how would you like a fucking movie? We need actors. And he's fucking great.
Phenomenal.
He was great, this is as far as I go. That fucking line was fucking perfect. I really enjoyed it. I will say, if I in the spirit of Sam critique this movie, I wasn't a big fan of how fucking how they spoke English so clearly and so modern English.
So that,
I trust me, I know why they did it.
Yeah.
I know where it came from. You've seen movies, what was Apocalypto, that just were like, fuck it.
Well,
we're going to do the entire movie
that
in
was
this
the plan.
ancient language.
That was the plan.
And you're, the viewer, are going to be required to read subtitles, which I know some, myself included,
Yeah.
are able to do it naturally without it really taking anything away from the movie. But I think a lot of people also don't like to read, and they don't like to have to read while watching a movie. And I think that this movie catered to that audience and decided, fuck it, we're going to do a 1700s Native American movie, but we're going to have them speak English. And it's not like...
Well, no,
they don't even...
that was the plan, though. That was the plan to
I'm
give
sure
us
it
that
was.
version.
Sure it was.
It's a Comanche tribe, and it was supposed to be in Comanche, which
There
I
you
will
go.
get to. There's an additional fact about that. But apparently, the Disney overlords who own all the distribution,
Mouse.
sorry, all the programming rights of Hulu,
His name is Mickey Mouse.
needed it
Can
to
we
be
say that
I'm
on
sure
air?
we can, and wanted it to appeal to a
Ricky Rouse.
larger audience. And
Yeah.
that's
And they
where that came
decided to
about.
go.
But
And
there is a Comanche dub, which is super fucking cool. And
Oh,
apparently,
no shit.
there is. And what they did is a lot of the scenes that they've purposely shot with them talking, it can be like the Comanche actually fits,
Yeah.
as opposed to like
Damn.
something where like they're still talking.
Yeah.
And it's like
And
some,
it stops.
exactly. Like they purposely chose those
Yeah.
kind of edits.
Yeah.
And I meant to watch the Comanche version before coming in
tonight.
tonight, and I totally forgot. It was
Oh,
I was
man.
looking after Damon.
I was
boy.
planning on learning
And-
Comanche and then watching the movie, but I just didn't have time. I ended up having to...
Our producer's playing the
Go by
trailer,
drinks.
and I can't look away because it was just so badass.
If you look at the trailer, trust me,
It's
if you haven't seen this movie...
And it's a gorgeous looking movie.
I mean, it's not even something that can be spoiled, I guess, because just based on the trailers that I'm looking at right now, it's very obvious what happens. There's a predator alien travels to a planet
And see, that's the thing.
and
Like,
singles out this Native American.
you have the straightforward plot, and then
Yeah.
it's still this film was incredibly engaging. It's been my
Yep.
favorite since the original.
Yeah,
Like by
Same.
far.
Same.
Like, the tension that was built, the characters you cared, and see that. I remember at some point I was like, "Oh man, like Predator's gonna show up and fucking kill everybody."
Yeah.
Like I'm worried that they're gonna kill off the characters I'm starting to get invested in.
Yes.
And
Yes.
then when all the fur trappers showed up, and that's who fucking Predator wrecked, I'm like, okay, cool,
Yeah.
keep killing everyone because you want that. See, because that's the thing too. Within these movies, and I feel like the general when you start to root for a character that is literally killing everyone,
Yeah.
whether it's this or like
a lot of
slasher
predators.
movies, you have to make that the victim someone that you don't care for. So
This is true.
You know, you're now rooting for them. And another example of this that I think you'd appreciate would be Rogue One, where the entire movie we are rooting for the rebels.
Yeah.
But the second Vader shows up, we're like,
We're like,
kill
yeah,
the fucking
do your-
rebels. Like,
do your thing.
fucking,
Yeah.
and then like that
Yeah.
was fucking amazing. So
Yeah.
I was glad that they were able to handle that so well. And I've loved the reveals that we got, like little by little, leading up to
Little by
Predator 2.
little. I did like that as well.
Like, it's such a great approach
'cause-
to like the less is more at
Yeah.
first, and
And
then
that-
fucking the unveiling.
That's exactly what it was. Is it started off, and I remember when the movie started, I was already thinking to myself, "Fucking Predator has lasers and has fucking machine guns. I'm sure. Like, why is this even a movie? You can just show up, walk up straight to their tribe, and just fucking start gunning everyone. Take out your lightsaber." And just fucking slash at all the Native
What
Americans.
version were you watching?
It was the Disney version, so they have to contractually include a lightsaber and everything. But yeah, I was pleasantly surprised to see that the Predator was vulnerable. He got bit by a snake. He got bit by a fucking bear. He got, attacked by a lion.
And that
they
was
were
cool.
able to spear
I love
him.
those lead ups that he
I
was
loved
fighting
it.
the wolf. He,
Yeah.
he took out the bear. Like I just
Yeah.
loved seeing that aspect of like this is him going up against nature because he was looking for the top predator.
Yeah.
On this planet. Like that's kind of I got that feeling. Yeah.
And see that I love that about this is because have they ever done a movie where they kind of really go into the whole predator race and like maybe an origin movie of like, okay, finally we're gonna do a movie that actually takes place on planet Predator, which is what I assume it's called.
They have
or
not.
Planet R. Kelly. I don't know. One of those two. It just
Deep
fucking
cut.
took it right.
Yeah.
Yep. Ha ha! Got you off guard. Be on your toes. Yeah, Planet
They
Predator.
have not fully explained that. The closest one I feel like they got to anything like that was Alien vs Predator, and they were talking about how like long ago they came to this world.
Oh,
they
okay.
created like a civilization that basically branched off into Egyptian Mesoamerican, if I remember correctly, and something else. It's been a while since I've seen it.
Oh.
So that's the closest thing I feel we have gotten to their
see?
backs. So I mean, I
feel like it's long
potential
overdue,
for
man.
another film too, to actually
write it.
see how they work and this and that. But I mean, the way they talk is all screeches, as it all subtitles. Like, oh, by the way, now we're talking about screeching and noise. I don't know about you, but I was really hyped for like the horror factor in this film.
Of course,
Because they always do have an element of that. The Predator movies.
Yeah.
They're not
a lot
romantic
of comedies.
No,
they're not rom-coms.
Not at all.
Yeah.
But also the clicks, and I was really excited for the sound design of this movie. So I watched it off my iPad with it as close to my face as possible and headphones on
to enhance
really
the movie theater.
Basically replicate that, but like just really have this sound, like this venue, I guess you could say, for the sound.
Yeah.
And it was such a thrilling thing to add to the experience.
Yeah, the fucking sounds that it makes is fucking intense. Like just I've already pretty much came to the conclusion that if I was walking anywhere.
Did you watch it here?
Yeah, I watched it here in my garage. Lights off, volume surround sound, full blast.
Nice. Mm-hmm.
So I definitely enjoyed it. But that sound that the Predator makes for me is very recognizable.
No, it was terrible.
Nowhere near. Maybe if the
nowhere
Predator had gas, had a bad case of acid indigestion, that's what it would sound like. Please stop doing that. You're hurting my ears. But the sound that it makes was very terrifying. On a side note, I watched this movie again with my wife just a few nights ago. We didn't get a chance to finish it because I was already late. But throughout the movie, she pointed something out, which is, where the fuck does her dog go to every fucking time that something happens? Because there's parts where she's far away from home, she's hunting, and the dog is by her side, and then she gets attacked, and she's climbing up trees, and she's running 50 yards, and she's making a sharp left, and the dog is nowhere to be found. The Predator doesn't look for the dog. The dog doesn't bark. And then, like, the next scene, when the Predator's gone and she's injured, the dog shows up like, hey, what's up? What did I miss? And I was like, yeah, you're right. That fucking kind of stood out. It was very annoying.
Clearly, the dog has a teleportation device.
Yeah, I guess.
You haven't been paying enough attention. That was something that had to be picked up, subtext.
In the spirit of Sam, I'm going to say bullshit. They never at one point mentioned that the dog had a teleportation device, nor did they mention how would he be using it. You know, I'm a big fan of Red Dead Redemption 2 on the Xbox. And this gave me a lot of strong feels of that because it was very cool to see.
I can see that.
I don't know where they filmed it. Probably Canada. Producer, look that up. Where they filmed Prey.
Calgary, Alberta, Canada.
Oh, yeah, I knew it. See? It looked like one of these fucking open, spaces
fields,
with very little
open
real
world.
estate. I really enjoyed watching that part of it because thinking about, what Native America would have looked like, that they got it on point. The wild animals, the bear. The CGI was really fucking good, too, which, by the way, the Predator wasn't CGI. It was practical effects.
Yeah.
If you can, look it up. There's some footage of the Predator before all the editing is done, and he's
It's literally a dude in a suit.
It's straight up a guy in a suit, and the fucking tentacles open up on cue, and he's fucking very menacing. It's intense. Look it up. I'm pretty sure our producer, with all of his wisdom, is playing it somewhere above my head right now, or perhaps not. Perhaps I'm maybe making it more difficult for him, but. You'll find it. It was very brief. I found it on fucking Reddit or something like that. So good luck finding it. But I like the fact that they used practical effects. It reminds you of Lord of the Rings, which Predator suit pre-edit / www. Nope.
Oh,
you're not coming up with it. Not at all. Good luck, buddy. I gave you an impossible
the making
task.
of was cool. I did watch the making of.
I haven't seen the making of.
Yeah, that was really interesting.
I want to go back and watch it.
This is such a great fucking film. Like I remember because I was interested in it, but I really wanted to experience it with.
Did you watch it with your wife? Is this a movie that you can watch with your wife and kids?
Watch it with my wife and kids.
Kid.
Fuck it. Damon's old enough. He's 6 months.
Yeah,
it's fine.
I'm sure he'll enjoy it. I'm sure he'll find it hilarious. I for sure will not show it to my kids, but I mean, if any of you are wondering, this is definitely a movie you can watch with your spouse. Kids older than
this is a rated
14?
R film. It's a rated R film.
No shit,
dude. I mean, all the gore. Come on.
there was all those killings. There were the killings. I forgot
All
about the killings.
murder and the
All the murder and the killings.
blood
Yeah.
splattering.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
I mean,
definitely,
I had
probably.
I had a fantastic time. I'm going to rewatch it with my wife.
Same.
She was really interested in it as it was.
Yeah.
So now we're going to watch it together.
And it's not that long. It's what is it?
It's
An hour and 40 minutes.
45-ish?
I think it's an hour and 39 seconds. So let's round up to an hour and 40.
I think it's an hour. Fuck
We will
you. It's an hour
Fine.
and 39.
There you go. An hour and 39. I was right. I know because I had to.
Okay, I was wrong.
I had to mention it when we were gonna watch it the other night. So yeah, it's an hour and 40 minutes,
I have
which
to do that too.
is fucking short. Trust me. I mean, you're
But
all used
it's
to.
a thrill ride though. Like
it goes, yeah.
Yeah, not in the sense where like I mean it's a quick watch, but not in the sense where like it's over and you're like like that. You know, that would happen too quickly. I'm looking at you, Venom. Let There Be Carnage. You happen way too fast.
I never watched it.
You haven't seen the second Venom?
Nope.
What?
I haven't watched it. That's a different episode. Trust me, I'm sure you'll like my reaction.
That'd be
But
great.
again,
Please invite me to
going
that.
back to the fucking language thing, because this was really big, and in fact, my wife mentioned it at least 5 times while we were watching it. Baby, I love you, but you mentioned it at least 5 times while we were watching it, and how difficult it was to take this movie seriously because of the fact that you're seeing Native Americans, actual Native Americans, dressed in their Native American outfits and clothing and cultural and talking English. Not even with an accent. Like, I would understand if it was like, something coming. How's that
That's
night? Brother?
racist.
Maybe. But that's just how I imagine they're not going to talk with like, hey,
Well, see,
John just came back from the river.
At that point,
we're on our way to go hunting.
At that point, then you're choosing to let that affect your viewing
No,
experience.
I know. Absolutely. I was able to, after the first 10 or 15 minutes, just kind of imagine that
this is what they're going to do.
I was watching
okay,
this. Yeah,
accept it.
this is it.
'Cause it's not like it just started happening like halfway through the movie.
Yeah, it started from the
5-10
beginning.
minutes in. Okay, this is the world I'm experiencing. This is a sci-fi
And there were some
movie.
words. There were some words that they would use. Some parts that they would say, and then there was a scene where the Frenchmen are talking, and they don't subtitle. They don't subtitle what they're saying. Like, they're speaking in French, but they don't translate it. And my wife was like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" So they're gonna have the Native Americans speak perfect English in this universe, but the Frenchmen are still gonna stick to French, and they're not gonna fucking translate what they're saying.
That was the point.
I get it, Arturo. Trust me, that's exactly what I would tell my
the
wife.
next couple
which
scenes
is
literally
not only that, I would tell my wife, like, just use your imagination. They're saying something angrily while pointing at the prisoner and then pointing at a river. I'm pretty sure they're talking about throwing the prisoner into the river. Just please, just ignore the fact that they're not translating that and that they are translating this, and just fucking enjoy the movie. And then the movie was so good that she was eventually able to get past that, which is basically where I came from, which at first I struggled with the whole language thing. And then I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm just going to pretend that there's a universal translator hooked up to the mic. And
I love how you came up with a complicated explanation.
That's what I have to do. I have to justify it in my head, which is...
It was they just speak English. They have
nope.
a universal translator. It's hooked up while it's being filmed.
It's hooked up to the microphones that are filming these actual Native Americans living in the 1700s, and it's translating what they're saying into a language that I can understand. But I do like the fact that there is a Comanche version that I can now watch and then be upset about having to read subtitles. I'm going to watch that version and be like, this is fucking stupid. I got to read subtitles now. This is bullshit. Yeah. No, I thoroughly enjoyed this movie. I highly recommend it to anyone that hasn't watched it and is still watching. Thank you for that. And if anyone has already watched it, fucking watch it again. Who gives a shit? It's an hour and 40 minutes.
And apparently, it's Hulu's biggest
I heard
movie
about
hit
that.
ever.
Yeah.
Ever.
Biggest
within
opening,
within its
biggest
first
viewed.
weekend,
Yep.
that's it. It demolished all of old Hulu records.
What was the budget on this, by the way? It couldn't have been that much.
No, it
'cause
wasn't.
There's no...
It really wasn't.
Like, huge CGI. There's no fucking
that.
well-known
that's my-
actors.
That's my
I
only
would
thing.
say...
I feel like this would have been an incredible movie to experience
Yeah.
in film.
Yeah,
Theaters,
that would have
you know?
been. And movie theaters, yeah.
Yeah,
I agree.
it was cool seeing it at home. Again, I made like the experience that much more epic for myself, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
But it had it been in theaters, I think that would have been something else.
Definitely.
Entirely, like,
Absolutely.
fuck, yeah. Like,
Absolutely.
Throw in my popcorn, the sound.
Yep.
Just hear it. Like,
Would you go watch it at the movie theaters if they released it?
Oh, fuck yeah.
Like in a month or like
Yes.
during Halloween, they were
Yes.
like, there was so much success behind this Prey film that we're gonna release it in the movie theaters, surround sound,
big movie
bigger
theater
fucking
chains?
screen, and
I
we'll
would
add
be
extra
there.
scenes. We'll add extra scenes of
No,
the
I
Predator
don't even need extra scenes.
fighting
You-
additional
like, I don't-
animals.
Dude, no.
He fights a lizard. He fights a fucking koala bear for some reason. Oh
Why not?
shit! What's that? It's
I'll
a
be
sloth.
there. Yeah.
Who's gonna win, the sloth
Again, you
or
don't
Predator?
need any extra scenes. I would have been there regardless.
No, but it would be cool.
Speaking
you know?
of extra scenes, I heard there's a Jurassic World Dominion extended version coming out.
That came out of
randomly
left field,
talking.
Arturo. What the fuck are you talking about? We're talking about Predator, damn it. You're talking about Jurassic Park, but yeah, I would be interested in watching
14
that.
extra minutes. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
you're
I would
welcome.
want to watch that. So,
No, Prey actually has become one of my favorite films of this year so far.
same.
Yeah, it
Same.
really
I
has.
haven't seen a lot of movies this year.
I've seen a
So there's only a small list. You
Well,
for
I was
sure
gonna
have
say
seen
like
more
the
movies.
point you're like, oh, it's on mine too, but
Yeah.
I only have like
Out of 3
2.
movies.
I was gonna say,
It's in my top 5 out of the 4 movies I've seen this year.
I think I've seen 20 movies.
Jesus Christ, that's a lot of movies,
Let
man.
me find out right now. I'll tell you.
I mean, I've seen that many, but they're all Lord of the Rings.
I make lists for everything.
There's Two Towers. He does make lists for everything. Have you not found what the budget was for Prey?
He's still
Yeah, it
scrolling.
doesn't say.
Damn.
Let's see.
That's why you
Doctor
keep using Bing.
Strange, the
It does.
Why do you use
Batman,
Bing?
Thor,
Use
Jurassic
Google.
World, Morbius, Prey, Scream 5, Day Shift, Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
That's a lot of movies.
Nope,
Arturo.
The Gray Man, and
Yeah.
Northman.
No, none of those are Air Bud, so that list is worthless to me.
I mean, well, those are 2022 movies. I've seen
gonna
more
keep-
movies that didn't come out this year.
I'm gonna keep mentioning Air Bud every fucking episode. I'm gonna keep it going. I'm
As
gonna
you
see how
should.
long it can last.
Well, as our producer looks for...
I'm just gonna go ahead and throw a number out there.
I'll-
I'm gonna say that the budget for this movie was gotta consider marketing, actors, not much of a set, but you gotta pay for permits. So
God,
I'm gonna say maybe $60 million was the budget for this movie.
I think
and
it's
that's
less, man.
overshooting. Oh, yeah,
I was going to pull up the internet too,
Maybe
but I don't
even
think I'm on your
35.
Wi-Fi, so it'd take me a minute.
yeah. No, you don't want to use those anytime minutes.
Speaking of
just
me being
anytime
here.
like that. Yeah,
How do you feel about the role reversal?
the role reversal.
I'm a guest on your podcast, and in the past, you were a guest on
Oh
mine.
shit, that's right. I didn't really see it that way. I still consider this Sam's baby, but yeah, I guess tonight I am the host and you are the guest. My how the turntables. Okay, so
I was there for that.
I like it.
Yeah, I mean,
Very
I just
nice.
thought it was an interesting dynamic because it's just, like, you know, because I mean,
Yeah.
we're both here
Yeah,
and we're doing the same
it
thing.
does feel weird,
But there is
Yeah.
a difference in between, like
Yep.
who's kind of leading, who's kind of asking questions.
It
And
is.
It's something that you don't think about until you're in the moment.
honestly, I was waiting for you
Like,
to kind of
I've-
follow
I've
up with
been
like,
so kind of
fucking go
self-conscious
on,
about
go, you know.
Yeah,
but yeah, no,
it's a trip.
different.
It's a trip and a good thing, in a good way.
Noel, just give up, man. Just give up, dude. You're looking at encyclopedias now. What is that? Fucking no, it's not there, man.
As we mentioned once upon
give
a
up.
time, I had a podcast called Capes and Creatures, also Capes and Monsters, prior to the relaunch. But Uble was a guest on very many episodes, and then having now I'm a co-host on Enjoy the Show podcast, and to just kind of be able to chance to have to do this
Yeah.
again. It's wonderful, man.
I've enjoyed myself, man. I have enjoyed
definitely.
myself. I'm glad that you were able to join us in Mincing Prey. Definitely recommend it to anyone else out there. It's easy to watch. You don't have to go pay for a movie. You don't have to drive anywhere.
Unless
Just
you don't
watch it.
have Hulu,
Unless you don't have Hulu, then you do have to drive to maybe
get
a neighbor's
Hulu
house.
to watch it. It'll
hang
be
outside of the window.
worth it.
You go to a neighbor's house that you know is going to be watching the movie, and you just peek through the window
Not
and
creepy
watch
at
the
all.
movie. Not creepy at all.
Or you could just ask me for my login, and there's a really good chance that if we're chill, I'll just give you my login.
There you
I
go.
don't give a fuck.
Anyone needs a Hulu subscription, hit up Arturo. He'll gladly share it with you. Not me. Fuck that. I actually think I'm probably using someone else's.
I was just like, I mean,
Hulu.
that's what I do with like half my like. I
think
just
I might be using
everyone,
yours.
Everyone trades off. You might be.
Anyway.
Uh,
Thank you, everyone. I think we minced this movie. What do you think?
I mean, I know there's things that I probably wanted to bring up that I haven't had a chance to,
Same.
just because it's been It's been an interesting conversation.
Weapons, music,
but I mean, we talked about the
comedy.
there was no comedy in this. I mean, I love the storyline. I loved how it's an opportunity for her to prove herself, and then she goes up against Predator. I love the Easter egg of her being covered in the mud.
Oh yeah,
that was so clever, and I thought that was actually going to stay and be a part of the film. But I'm like, okay, no, that's it.
And
okay.
I also like, fuck it, since we're doing spoilers, real quick, I do like the fact that the way she figured out how to defeat the Predator, the fact that she was observing him and was like,
drop her body heat.
He uses heat sensor. Check, make a note of that. Oh shit, that helmet that he's wearing is what helps him target much better. So I got to remove that. Check. That's what is that they showed her figuring this out of like, okay, these are his weak points. And that's what makes her a better hunter than Predator. Does Predator die in all of his movies, or?
Well, I wanted to. Knowles, our producer, has been jumping at the bit to say something.
Oh shit! Please, just fucking say something.
When she eats that like herb,
yeah,
and then she takes that step to the side while
he walks
that
past.
That
was fucking
badass.
I love
so
that shit.
For any of you who don't know what the fuck we're talking about, there's a plant that they from the beginning show they use to help someone that's wounded.
Yeah.
It basically lowers your body temperature.
Well, yeah, it basically puts you to
Gives you
shock.
chills.
Yeah, and that's part of the healing process. But
anyone who knows the Predator knows that he uses heat fucking sensors and heat signatures. So she figures that out, and she takes a bunch of it as he's looking for her, like within the same campgrounds, and she just fucking moves slightly to the left, and he doesn't see her because her body temperature has dropped significantly. And then she realizes that the helmet helps with this targeting, so she knocks it off of him, and he's not targeting as good. There's the injuries that he sustains.
And then she comes back to be War Chief, right?
Oh, it's fucking
great.
great.
That was the title. Yeah,
fucking
that was
great.
That was so fucking sick, man.
Yeah.
I loved it.
Definitely recommend this movie. Noel, do you have anything else to add?
No, I'm just saying, like when she kills him,
Yeah.
and then she lets out
Spoiler.
that warrior like
The warrior cry.
Yes.
I enjoyed.
She's
Every
been
second of
considered.
Goosebumps, man.
She's been considered and talked about for the Wolverine. If they ever decided to do Wolverine, what's the comic book character where it's a clone of him or
X-23?
is it X-23 or X-24? Yeah, it's X-23.
Yeah.
His daughter.
Well, she was
That's
in Logan.
right. She was in Logan, and so there's a rip between the audience saying, no, bring her back because she did such a great job and she should continue to be. And there's another half that's saying she would be a fucking great continuation of that character.
If I remember correctly, Daphne Keane, if I remember correctly, is her name. She did a magnificent job that I wasn't expecting.
Yeah.
But she was also a far cry from the comic book version, and I see Amber Midthunder being a more accurate version of the comic book version.
Yeah.
But no, she'd be fantastic.
Yeah, she did a fucking bang up job, and so fucking if she does end up getting that part, it is Daphne King. Way to go, man! You know your names.
Trivia.
Yeah, definitely watch this movie. The cast is great. The storyline is great.
Fucking
the universe that they set up
movie.
is great. They don't have to really do anything because it's set up in a native land where there's no technology, no fucking Wi-Fi, no questions about, nothing that Sam would want to be like, wait a minute, the elevator was not supposed to work. And
bills.
Yeah. When it was much easier and all you had to worry about was a bear eating your kids. Yeah. Definitely watch it. All right, Arturo, thank you everyone for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. That's something that our producer has threatened us. If we don't say, he will
and you can
hurt us
find
physically.
The little, things to click on right
down
around
there.
Here.
There's that.
Thank you for having me.
Don't
Noel.
forget this one.
It's always a pleasure to have you be here
Yeah.
as a part of this. I'm going to guest on this shit. What am I?
Yeah, man. No, we thoroughly enjoy having you. I know Sam is missing being here right now. He had, again, it's very difficult to find nipple clamps
At this
that are
hour.
perfectly fit to your weirdly shaped nipple. I'm sure you've all seen Sam's nipples. They're not regularly shaped. They're sort of like an oval, which is weird. I think medical.
I know. Why are we talking about Sam's
medical
nipples?
doctors have
Why?
wanted.
No.
Oh, sorry. You're right. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. Until next week. I wait. Hold on. Before you do the signature goodbye, next week, I hope that everyone tunes in. Actually, you know what? Cancel this part out because I still don't know if it's gonna actually air if we do the Game of Thrones episode. So,
thank you for having us.
Yeah, thank you for having us, you guys. Okay, let me go back to. Fuck, I think we're just gonna have to go back because I don't remember where we were. and before my interruption. Is that too late?
I mean,
You could just end it and we'll
Okay.
end it.
or I mean, it would be funny to end where. Why was we talking about Sam's nipples?
Yeah.
Just
Okay.
cut it there like a
Let me
hard
see.
stop.
Okay, let me do this. Sam's nipples are so